Alrighty guys, how's everyone doing today? You're out of here. Alrighty, well we have Greg, that everybody knows and loves, to talk about the food here today. And we have James, who's one of the brewers from Scotland at Brewdog. First of all, he's a pretty young guy, 25 years old, correct? And he is a lawyer by trade. He is the skipper of a 256-foot fishing boat in the Northern Atlantic. He is a golfer, and he holds the record. I'm sorry, what course was it? For Brown? Yeah. There you go. Over in Scotland. And he also is a brewer, which we all know him for already, hopefully, since we're here. So we're going to have James talk a little bit about the dogma that's on the tables right now. We're going to start passing out the food, and I think Greg's going to start us off with talking about the food before James talks about the beer.
Really excited about this. When they first told me that we were going to do a Brewdog dinner, I was like really into it, because I don't know if you guys go on the interweb or anything like that, or the internet, but they have one of the coolest websites of any brewery I've ever seen. It's just really cool. I was a philosophy major in college. They quote a lot of philosophers on their website. It's cool. It's just a really neat, the first course, when I tasted this beer, I don't know, it's just one of those things. I've been doing this long enough now, I just thought, oh, mango, and then, what else?
Apricot.
Papaya, pineapple, and golden pineapple. I do a dressing that I've done for years and years and years. It's a little bit of rice wine vinegar, some honey, lime zest infused honey. A couple of days ago, I zested a bunch of limes and kind of cooked the honey for a second and then just let it sit. Use that in the dressing with some fresh ginger. And Jason was the one that said, hey, bitter greens. I know bitter greens. And so my favorite green of all time is this Mizuna, which is basically a baby dandelion green. And I think it all comes together with the beer. I'm sure they will let me know.
Hi guys, well I think as I say now after that's going to be a disappointment, so just bear with me. I hope you can understand the Scottish accent. I sometimes feel as if we should have subtitles here or something. Hopefully you get it. I'm going too fast or the accent's a bit too thick, just ask. Brewdog has been going now in Scotland for a little bit less than 2 years, and basically my best buddy and myself couldn't find any beers we wanted to drink in Scotland and thought, what the hell, we'll start making our own ones. So we got a loan from the bank. I don't know how we managed that. We put in a suit and a shirt and tie. We managed to get a loan from the bank. We got some second-hand stainless steel tanks. We leased it from the council and we started making some beer. So the first beer that we're going to taste today is Dogma, and this is a fantastic beer to start with. It's perhaps the most unusual, eclectic beer that we make. It's a combination of stimulants and depressants, and consequently we call it Speedball in the UK, which lasted about 2 weeks before it got banned. But it uses Scottish heather honey, Californian poppy, cola nut, and guarana. So it's a combination that the hops and the poppy are depressants, the cola nut and the guarana are stimulants. So it should mesh about a little bit on top of the 7.8% alcohol it's got. And we wanted to make a honey beer, but most honey beers are quite sweet, quite boring, and all but one-dimensional. And in Scotland we get some fantastic heather honey, so the bees eat heather as opposed to flowers to make their honey. So it has a fantastic 5G honey kind of sweetness, and we didn't want to balance this sweetness with hop bitterness. We thought that was a bit boring. We could have chucked loads of hops in there, you would have got honey sweetness, you've got bitterness. We wanted to do something a bit more fun. So the herbs and spices we use in there, the cola nut, the guarana, and the poppy, give it an amazing kind of white peppery kind of spiciness, and that balances the sweetness of the honey. So it's a very unusual beer, but we like making beers that's a bit unusual. We went to a lot of trouble to get the honey for this beer, and it was a few weeks back in Scotland, and we do the deliveries to Glasgow and Edinburgh. We're up in the north of Scotland, so we go down in the van. At the same time, we wanted to pick up the honey for this beer. So I was in the van with Ian, and I hate bees. I'm allergic to bees, so I just hung out in the van. So Ian goes away and gets 2 buckets of honey, and comes back to the van, and we're driving down the highway. Ian's a big Johnny Cash fan, so he's got some Johnny Cash on in the van, and we're chatting. He kind of starts itching at his leg, and he's itching at his leg, and I don't know if he's dancing to Johnny Cash or what the hell's happening. And all of a sudden, there's a bee flying about in the van, and he thinks, "Damn, I've got another bee in my pants." So he pulls the van over, and he kind of jumps out onto the side of the road and kind of undoes his pants, and he's kind of dancing about beside the road with just his underpants on. And it's just one of those moments you just wish you got a video camera or something. But, that's what we had to go through to get the honey for this beer. So it's a quite unusual beer, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And,
I talk a lot about a butcher shop and brewery called Chef's Choice Meats. I rely on them for all my breweries and for especially things like this. And I called up Chris last week and I said I need like a smoky cheese to go with the beer, because the beer has a real strong smoke onto it. And he smoked me this white cheddar. It's absolutely fantastic. It was so nice that I didn't make it into a tart, and I didn't do anything fancy with it. I just put it on crackers. There's a little bit of green onion